Hello! I'm Giovanni, I'm an Italian artist, and so as an Italian, today I want to talk about Winx. I think this will be a very long video, so please watch it, okay? So, why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because I have a lot of mixed feelings about the new Winx reboot that is coming, and I think I need to talk about it. Winx is an Italian animated show that I loved as a child. Even if you know you are a boy, you shouldn't watch Winx.
Hey, you haven't returned any.
You are gay!
By the way, I never cared about these people's thoughts, and I still love Winx nowadays. Winx Club was created by Eugenio Straffi and produced by Rainbow, and then co-produced by Rai, and then season 5 to 8, I think, with Nickelodeon. And so the show was ruined forever. We're not gonna talk about season 4 to 8 or whatever, because for me Winx ended with season 3. And season 4, you can see they started having not good ideas anymore, and then I don't even know what happened. Then we had the Netflix live action Fate, the Winx Saga, and I know it's pronounced Fate, but in Italian Fate means fairies, and so that's why everyone in Italy say Fate instead of Fate. I was so excited for that, and it was kinda good, but also kinda bad. The story was interesting, I liked the concept and the changes. Not all of them, obviously, but there were too many elements that have ruined this product too. So today we're gonna talk about Winx and Fate. Who are them, what I like, what I don't like, and what I would have done instead. So let's start. Yes, I have a pair of broken wings, cause that's how I feel. A broken fairy.
She was a fairy.
No, I can't. So I'm not gonna do a deep dive into it. I think there are other people who did it before and in a perfect way, in my opinion. I suggest Lisa Fevrel or Liza, I don't know, who did an amazing job, in my opinion. Let's start with the animated series. The 3 seasons of Winx are majestic. Everything is perfect. Aesthetic, story, character, everything. Also, shout out to the Italian voice actresses who are iconic and who did an incredible job. First, let's say that the first prototype of Winx Club dates back to 1999, and the working title was Magic Bloom, that in 2004 became the Winx we all know and love. The inspirations were anime like Sailor Moon and also Harry Potter. Alfea, in fact, was inspired by Hogwarts because at the time that was what everybody wanted to see. So, quick recap of the first 3 seasons. Season 1, Bloom discovers she is a fairy.
She was a fairy.
And she goes to Alfea, the magic school for fairies, and together with the other Winx, they fight the tricks because they want the dragon flame, Bloom's power. Then in second season, with the introduction of Aisha, they have to save the pixies from Lord Darkar and then stop his dark plans, also obtaining the power of Charmix. I don't like it, but it's okay. And then in the iconic third season, the Winx must stop Daddy Valtor and save the magical dimension. To do so, they will have to obtain the power of Enchantix, the most powerful form of a fairy, saving at least one person from their world of origin. They also have to find the Water Stars, which is the opposite power to the Dragon Flame. We're gonna talk about this later. Then in season 4, okay, I'm gonna talk about season 4 too. In season 4, the Winx must go to Earth to find the last Earth fairy, Roxy, fairy of animals. And then they must stop the sorcerers of Black Circle. And then also stop the Earth fairies who had been imprisoned and now want revenge. All while running a shop of magical plush toys. Obtaining a new power, Believix, which practically works like Tinkerspell in Peter Pan.
I do believe in fairies! I do!
This season is the beginning of the downfall of the Winx Club, and you know why. Then in the following seasons they obtain other form of power, and I'm not sure what happens because after the first season I stopped watching it. And the only things I know I discovered through researches. So now talking about the characters, in case you don't know,
How dare you?
the designs of the protagonists took inspiration from famous showbiz characters. Each one has their own color palette, their own power, personality. And the first season they were 5, then in season 2 was added another one, Aisha, then in season 4 they try adding another one, Roxy, but nobody liked her. Bloom is the fairy of the Dragon Flame, and she's inspired by Britney Spears. Her color is blue, not red. I actually never really liked her that much. I always found her annoying, but not as much as in the live action. And if I remember correctly, she likes growing slaves. She grew up on Earth and then she will discover that she's the princess of a destroyed kingdom, Domino. She has a relationship with Sky, who is a fucking 10. Ooh! Smash! And she will and she will also discover she has a sister, Daphne, who has become like a spirit and who randomly, at a certain point in one of the seasons, I think the 5th, but I'm not sure, comes back to life and even get married. Like, what the fuck? You were dead until yesterday and now you're getting married? Teach me, please. The second fairy we met is Stella, and she is the fairy of sun and moon, and she's inspired by Cameron Diaz, and her color is orange. She's the stupid, iconic bitch we all love. She loves fashion, and you know, it's that girl. She is the princess of Solaria, and she has a relationship with Brandon. Not my favorite, but yeah, smash. Flora is the fairy of nature, and she's inspired by Jennifer Lopez, so she's Latina. Her color is pink, and she loves plant, obviously. She always gave me bisexual vibes. Like, we all know what happened with Mirta. By the way, in season 2, she started a relationship with Elia. I love Elia and always loved him. And I really think that they are a bisexual couple. Let's go bisexual. Then we have Tekna. Tekna is the fairy of technology, and she's inspired by pink. Her color is violet. She's the clever one and likes technology, obviously. Let me say that she is my absolute favorite one. I know everybody hates her for no reason, but she is the best. Also, let me say that while the others obtain the enchantix by saving a person from their world, Tecna obtain it by saving the entire magical dimension in a sensational way and by sacrificing herself. So shut up! Actually, she survived, and this is what makes her the best. The others would have died immediately. She has a relationship with Timmy, but I always thought she is a lesbian, even before knowing what a lesbian is, so slay.
Let's go, lesbians! Let's go!
The last main character of the first season is Musa. She is the fairy of music and she is inspired by Lucy Liu, so she is Asian, I think Chinese, but I'm not sure about that. And her color is red and she loves music, obviously. She has a toxic relationship with Riven, Smash, which has never been truly clarified and resolved. At the end they're cute, kinda. I think she might be bisexual, but I also think she loves cock too much. No? I'm sorry, I should not say that. In season 2 we had the final Winx Club member, Aisha. She is the fairy of fluids, even if her powers are not related to water but morphics instead, which basically is a sort of glue. So she has no water power. She's inspired by Beyonce and her color is green, not blue. And she is the sporty and athletic one. She is the princess of Andros, and in season 3 she got engaged to Nabu Smash, who I think is Indian. Then he in season 4 died randomly, and apparently the producers said that now he's not dead anymore. As we know, and as I said, each of them has a boyfriend, the specialist, basically soldiers. We love them all. They're iconic. They broke the toxic masculinity in the early 2000s, so slay. Then we have the Tricks, the main antagonist of basically all seasons. Icy is the Ice Witch, Darcy the Witch of Illusion, and Stormy is the Lighting Witch. We love them and they're hot and iconic. There are many other interesting characters who unfortunately have never been explored, and I don't know why. Because it would have been so cool if during the season other fairies had been made a little more interesting and involved in what was happening around them. Like, how the fuck nobody has obtained the enchantix? Are y'all dumb or just lazy? We have lots of other fairies, included a creepy clown, hair, I don't remember the name, and a Native American. I mean, how cool. And according to the Winx website, she has the power of freedom, so basically like Musa, but the fuck. But I hope they made them a little more interesting. One of the side character that was actually more relevant is Mirta, who initially is a witch and then become the fairy of illusion or something like that. Lesbian. Then we also have Chimera, who is a princess, kinda, and I think her power is related to darkness, and she studies actually in another school. I do not remember the name. We don't know anything about that. Like, there are other schools for fairies. The only schools we know are Alfea, the school of fairies, Torre Nuvola, Cloud Tower, the school of witches, and what the fuck is screaming? and Fonterossa, Red Fountain, the School of Specialists. We also have the teachers, the headmistress of Alfea, Faragonda, Inspector Griselda, Saladin, headmistress of Red Fountain, and the Griffin, headmistress of Cloud Tower, and him, Professor Palladium, who in the first season was like this, and then he became damn smash, wow, oh my god, it's getting hot in here. And then we have the best villain, obviously Daddy Valtor.
I am Valtor. Oh, I'm sure you've heard many bad things about me.
Hey, Dad!
Damn. Do to me what you want. Is that weird? Maybe a bit. But now let's talk about the pixies, because many people still don't understand how they work. So in second season, with the arrival of Aisha, pixies are also introduced, which are basically little fairies that bond with the Winx. So the pixies help the fairies during... Hello? The spirits of my house. So the pixies help the fairies during their magical journey and manage to make them express their deepest feelings and develop their personalities. And also, fun fact, I don't know if it's the same for other languages, but in Italian the pixies are voiced by the same voice actresses of the Winx, but exchanged. We have Loquette. She is the pixie of thresholds and portals, and she bonded with Bloom to help her find the answers she seeks and what she has lost, her family and herself, so showing her a way. Piff is the pixie of sweet dreams, and she bonded with Aisha because she has nightmares following past traumas. So she needs someone to help her sleep. Furthermore, Aisha is a very active person, and so she also needs someone to remind her to relax. Tune is the pixie of good manners. She bonded with Musa because they are exactly the opposite. Tune believes in being ladylike, in contrast with Musa, who is famous for her outgoing and tomboyish behavior. So she has bonded with her because she needs someone to teach her, because she lost her mom, and as we know, are the parents technically who has to teach their children how to behave. And if I'm not wrong, at a certain point in one of the next seasons, they changed her with another one for no reason. Then we have Digit. Digit is the pixie of nanotechnology, and she bonded with Tecna. And a lot of people don't understand why, because she is too similar to Tecna, but that's the point. Tecna needs someone similar to her, who understands her and doesn't make her feel alone. And also, Digit was changed at a certain point for no reason. Then we have Chatta. She is the pixie of small talks, and she bonded with Flora. And a lot of people don't understand why, because she's more similar to Stella rather than Flora. But the fact is that Flora is shy and needs someone who helps her being more extrovert. And finally we have Amore, my favorite one, because in Italian she has what we call remoscia, like me, which is basically an incorrect pronounce of the letter R. Well, actually, I think she's supposed to be French, but who cares? By the way, she is the pixie of love, and she bonded with Stella. And a lot of people don't understand why, because she's too similar to Flora rather than Stella. But she bonded with Stella because she needs to understand how to love other people besides herself, bringing out her true feelings and her more sensitive side. These are the main ones, but we have also other iconic pixies like Zing, Pixie of Bugs, Glim, Pixie of Glowing, Jolly, love her, Pixie of Future Telling, and Livy, my absolute favorite one. She is the Pixie of Messages and she's so dumb, I love her so much. We also have the four guardians of the Codex. Live in the free schools and in the Pixie village, so Concorda, Discorda, Athena and Nymphea. And it also exists a Pixie spin-off, Pop Pixie, where they change also some Pixies' gender from female to male to make them have more sense, to attract male public. And it makes sense to me, but yeah, I think they should have thought of it before made before made them all female. But yeah, it makes sense. So, with all of that being said, my opinion on Winx animated show is 10 of 10. I mean, maybe a 9 or an 8 actually, because now as a grown man, I think that some things have definitely no sense. There are a lot of errors and a few things should have been done and thought in a better way. But in any case, it's a show that without a shadow of a doubt, it's spectacular and that deserves all the success it has achieved, even though they then shit on it. Now let's talk about Fate. I recently rewatched it and I actually enjoyed it. That's it, I enjoyed it, but not as much as I wanted. First of all, I think that the first problem with live action is that there are only 6 episodes. For me, series should have from 10 to 15 episodes. By the way, the cinematography is kinda terrible. It's like Riverdale and nothing to add. Not to mention the CGI. No. It's fine for me to make the show more young adult, but it's all too stereotypical. I think it was written by adults who don't know how teenagers behave and who also don't know anything about fantasy or the original show. The characters interact for like 2 minutes and then they act like they have been known each other forever. That happened in the animated show too, but it's a different thing because it is an animated show for children. If you want to do a live action show for young adult, you have to make it a bit more realistic. There are too many banal dialogues, useless conversations about humans. If we are in a magical world, why do we have to talk about math homeworks? Why Aisha knows Harry Potter? I understand that it could be a reference to the creation of the original show, but in the cartoon, the inhabitants of the magical dimension don't know anything about Earth. So how do they know what Harry Potter is? It doesn't make sense at all. We have speeches about mansplaining and sexuality said in a way completely without context or need. Like literally the first thing Bloom said to Sky when they met was, "Are you trying to do mansplaining? Bro, chill down." You've just met. Sorry, not sorry, but this show is... There was no one. This is the American stereotype of a teenage show we have always seen. So let's talk about the characters in the live action. They didn't include Tecna and Flora in the first season. Why? Because the producer or who decided it was dumb.
You dumb fucking bitch! I'm gonna fuck you!
But they included Aisha, who's actually arrived in second season, and I think they included her just because she's black. They didn't want to not have a black character in the show. And this is the first mistake. I think that it would have been better to follow the animated show and make Aisha appear in season 2 of the live action, like the original show. Because she has a huge storyline that in the live action... Did you hear that? I'm shitting myself. Hello? In the live action was completely cancelled. I'm shitting myself. Please. I know I'm just a white, hot Italian bisexual man talking about fairies, but that's really what I think. I think they wanted to have the black character so badly that they forgot or avoided to include the other two non-white characters. Musa, who as we know is Asian, was changed with a white actress. And I'm not gonna spread hate on her, on who chose her, because it was a wrong choice. And Flora, who is Latina, was removed from the first season and changed with a new white character. And in the second season, however, at least they chose a Latin actress. But still, to me, this seemed more like a way to make fans of the original show happy. And they also completely forgot about Tecna for no reason. Like, what the fuck passed through your brain? So I think they should have kept the 5 original Winx and added Aisha in the second season exactly like in the animated show. Also and above all for story reasons, which isn't there in the live action. And the Flora arrives in Alfea in the second season like randomly, and she's useless. By the way, the new character is Terra, who replaces Flora, and she's like her cousin. We discovered that during the first season and then in the second one too. And I initially liked her in season 1, but then she became extremely boring and sapphic. Like, for no reason. Like, was that necessary? Maybe, but it happened so fast. Like, who you are? I don't even know you. I don't even know who the other girl is. And she's boring too. I think it was a cool choice to add a new character, obviously, but it makes no sense. Maybe add it as a side character first and then develop it through the episodes and the seasons. But she's useless. She's boring. So why there isn't Daphne? She's literally one of the most important side characters in the animated show. For actress and actors, I think the only good ones are Abigail Cohen as Bloom. She's perfect, she's gorgeous, and she really fits the character. Danny Griffin as Sky, even if he has not long hair, I mean... I'm blushing. Actually, now he looks more like Sky than in the show. Freddie Thorpe as Raven is really good. He's hot and we love a Viking. But why doesn't he have purple hair? It is so difficult to dye your hair. Eve Best as Farah they call Faragonda Fara. It made kinda sense. I think she is perfect. I think she's perfect. Even if maybe a bit younger than in the animated show, but she really gives me Faragonda vibes. And Sadie Soverall as Beatrix. We are gonna talk about her now. I loved Beatrix. Beatrix is one of the new characters, an air fairy who uses lightning powers. In the first season, she replaces the tricks, but in second season we discover that she is actually Stormy, and I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that because I like the fact that they changed the boring and annoying Stormy to a really cool character with a more interesting personality and actually an interesting background and really well written. I mean, she is the best character in the live action. I would die for her.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
I like the fact that she is a grey character, not good, not evil. And I also like that she discovered later she has two sisters. Also in the animated show, there's an episode where Stormy changed her appearance and literally become Beatrix. How cool is that? If I had to save just one thing from the live action, I would save her. And the threesome. I like the love triangle between Beatrix Riven and that guy, Dane, but actually it wasn't good enough. It wasn't, I didn't feel it. I think the major problem is that they changed the characters' personality too much. They're too different from the originals. Aisha is too obsessed with swimming just because they made her become a water fairy. And she's too obsessed with study too, which is not her thing in the original show. Tekna is the one who likes study. Aisha is athletic, but she's not obsessed with swimming. She likes dancing. Bloom is too arrogant and annoying, more than in the animated series. Like, chill. At least in the cartoon, she sometimes smiles. Stella is not fun and iconic. In the cartoon, she's so fun. She's ironic. She's sarcastic. The actress is good, but not enough to me. I think the problem is the clothing, actually. And we are gonna talk about them soon. Musa is too annoying too. Okay, you suffer, but chill down. Everybody does. You're not the only one. Also, Flora, when she arrives, she's not romantic, she's not sweet, she's not shy. She's like bitchy. Like, what the hell? So that's it. I understand that perhaps a Y2K style could have been too much for the series, but I also think that if done well and with intelligence, it would have been work instead. Because the costumes of the show were so bad. They look like old ladies at the town festival. Colors are wrong. We talked about it earlier. Each wing has a specific color that doesn't match their power. And it works anyway because they are immediately recognizable. Fire may not be red and water may not be blue. And if you think, no, it has to be like that, you are just boring people with zero imagination, not able to think about different things or go outside the box. I mean, come on. The blue in Aisha's breath? Why? Her color is green. And Stella would never dress like this. I mean, look on Pinterest. So now let's talk about the world building. In the animated series, there were various worlds. infatti instead they are all enclosed in a single world parallel to the Earth. And this works for me, but they didn't explain anything. They show a little map. They said Alfea is in Solaria for some reason. There are Andros, Heraklion and Lymphea too, and nothing more. In the animated show, every word, and there were a lot, has its own culture and meaning. They didn't show or explain anything. And what is the point of creating an entire world if you don't explain it? So at the end, I liked the idea of making Winx a bit more darker. I think the set is good, almost perfect, because I prefer a more fantasy world rather than an ultra modern futuristic like Magic City in the cartoon. But that's just me. I think a pink school wouldn't have worked. I think it would have been a bit too cringe. And among other things, the world, however beautiful it is, lacks in magic. There are no magical plants or animals, enchanted objects or fantasy elements, which in a fantasy series there should be. I'm not one of the people who criticize the fact that they use the internet and social media because they are also present in the animated show. At least I think internet. But social media also makes sense given that it is based in our times. But I wouldn't have abused it so much. Everything is fine, but anche meno. So the plot of the first season of the live action revolves around Bloom, obviously, who argues with her parents for useless reasons, sets fire to the house, burns his mother, and then runs away into the woods. Everything okay? She is found by a burnt one and then saved by Farah, who then takes her to Alfea. Here she meets Sky, Musa, Terra, Isha and Stella, who has to repeat the year because she blinded an ex-friend. And then she also meets Beatrix, with which she established a strange bond because they both survived when they were infant. The witches, something really that makes really no sense. Then Bloom discovers secrets linked to her past, thanks to Beatrix, and decides to free Rosalind from her prison. Rosalind is this evil fairy who destroyed an entire village of witches, the same village where both Bloom and Beatrix were found, who then attracts those burned ones to the school, and then finally Bloom managed to awake her powers by obtaining hideous wings and destroying all the burned ones. Then she and the others goes to Earth and tell Bloom's parents everything, and when they return to Alfea, they discover that Rosalind is the new principal. She's supported by Queen Luna, Stella's mother, and Andreas, Sky's father, who was thought to be dead. Then, in second season, some students have disappeared. The protagonists, with the useless addition of Flora, save Professor Saul Silva from prison and take him to this guy called Sebastian. For some reason, Rosalind is no longer as bad as we thought, and her intent is to save the fairy from the blood witches. Okay, then it turns out that she killed Farah at the end of previous season, and Bloom consequently kills her. Like, as nothing happened, nobody cared about that. But okay. Then they face Sebastian, who stole the fairy's powers and who turns out to be Valtor. Actually turns out to be the son of a powerful sorcerer. So technically he's Valtor's son? We don't know. However, he kills Beatrix because she betrayed him, and everyone knows that she and Stella were supposed to be a couple. Hey, I don't make the rules. Their chemistry in the second season is everything. Stellatrix exists, okay? Then Terra, Aisha and Stella get their wings. It was painful watching that. And literally disintegrate Valtor. Okay. At the end, Bloom passes through this portal and enters the dark world, where she sees a woman that she thinks is her real mother. And then nothing more, because the show was cancelled. So the plot was kinda good but poorly written. In my opinion, school is just a backdrop. I think there were like only 2 lessons. I liked Bloom's introduction to magic and the whole story with her adoptive parents and that she almost killed her mother, and I think it's realistic. I mean, for a magical show. Musa's story is okay, but she's annoying, so. I like that Stella had problems with her bitchy mother, and I like they made her having a relationship with Sky, because it makes sense, because in the cartoon she dates Brandon, but at the beginning she thinks he is Sky, so it makes sense to them being together, because in the cartoon Sky and Brandon pretended to be each other for Sky so that he wasn't treated like a prince. But it doesn't make sense that, because how the hell people do not know who are the princess and the prince and all these people? So what the fuck? So I liked that. I liked the whole blood witch thing and the burned ones. I just wish they explored them better. And I liked Rosalind in the first season. In the second season, she is boring. And I liked the idea of fairies losing their wings, but the way they get them back, oh my god.
Disgusting!
Looked unnatural. I would have preferred to see butterfly wings rather than those unwatchable lights. For the plot, personally, I would have chosen to follow the plot of the original animated show, changing some things, adding others, but still keeping the main story. So the tricks, or in any case Beatrix, because I like that, and then Rosalind, who tried to destroy the school, as in the first season of the live action and of like in the first season of the animated show. It's fine, but everything needs to be explored and explained, and 6 episodes are not enough. I would absolutely have had more professors, because we have like 3, and more interesting and present students, like we have an entire school, and the other students, where are they? What they're doing? In a second season, I would still follow the animated series, introducing Aisha, as I said, the whole story of Lord Darkar and the Pixies. And I don't know how I would have made them with CGI. Certainly not too much kawaii, cartoonish doll, but something could be invented. Reasoning. I'm not in that type of the art world, so I don't know how I would have done it because it doesn't compete me. So then, in a third season, again following the original show, enchanting, so all the rest I explained earlier. And maybe a third final season, I don't know. So yes, I would have kept the main plot of the animated show and adapted it into a darker world, adding and changing things, characters and whatever. The live action plot is not completely to throw away. It just needed to be thought out better. There was so much to take inspiration from, and they didn't use anything. Also, I would have used the mythology and the folklore in a more present way. They just mentioned it in the live action with the changelings. And nothing more. What's the point? I liked the idea of them merging Red Fountain and Althea with female specialists and male fairies. But what's the point of male fairies if there isn't a single important one? I would have added a male fairy among the characters, even as initially a secondary character. But yes, we have in Fate we have Sam, who's Terra's brother, and also an Earth fairies. But let's face it, he is useless, and he is only capable of crossing walls. Cool, but not a big thing. And in second season he goes away. Bye. Like what? So let me know what you think in the comments, and maybe I'll make another video going into more detail about a new story adapting both the animated and the live action. If you want. It doesn't take me long to invent something. I just need a little bit of researches. But my first idea is to add a male fairy that maybe at the beginning has no power, but at a certain point he discovers having the power of the water stars, the opposite power of Bloom. Because I never understood why Bloom has the power of the dragon's flame, but no one has the power of the water stars. So I imagine this boy who at the beginning has no powers. But for some reason he is in Althea. Maybe someone else found it and said, you understand, no? At a certain point, maybe Rosalind unlocks his powers, and maybe he tries to kill Bloom because water stars and dragon flame can't coexist or something like that. I don't know. And maybe then it turned out that he and Bloom are actually twin siblings. By the way, we will never know what should have happened after the second season of the live action, since Netflix had decided to cancel the series, like always. Despite it being one of the most watched shows at the time. Maybe a good thing? I don't know, because it's never nice when you watch a show and then you discover it's cancelled, you know. I think they should have at least made a final season and finished what they have started. At least we would have known what their plans were. And now, talking about the new reboot, I do not have that much to say about it. It's awful, period. I am a hater, guys. I am. I think the drawings are not good. They're not bad. But I don't like them. I don't know what to think. I mean, it's definitely better than the hate season. What the fuck was that? But why people are so obsessed with 3D animation? Like Disney, stop! Bring back good 2D animation. I think the design are too different from the originals, and I'm not a fan of such big changes. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad design, but it's good if it wasn't the Winx. Also, I didn't understand what the plot is. Like, they're restarting it from the beginning, like change everything, which I don't know. This doesn't look like the first transformation. The wings are too much. I think this is one of the mistakes that have continued since after the third season. Everything is too complex. Also, Aisha is there from the beginning. So what will her entire storyline be? I'm gonna give it a chance, but I'm prevented, I admit it. So I swear to God that if they gave Aisha the power of water instead of Morphix, I really don't know what to expect. We should see it and then talk about it. But I am not really, By the way, if you've made it this far in the video, congratulations, really. Let me know what your opinions are, what you expect, maybe like and subscribe to the channel. And should I try to redesign them? Not that I could do a better job than them, absolutely not, but I'm kidding, obviously. My style is completely different, but I just want to have fun. And we can make a series here on my channel redesigning the main characters and maybe also the side ones, the pixies, and I don't know. Let me know what you think, and I see you next time. Bye everyone.